was born you have something in you. You have nobody is the same. You are different. You are different. You are different. You are unique. Everybody has something that distinguishes them from other people. So you take that and make sure that you write with it and make a difference in your life. So and moving on. Moving on. Lot about implementing my ambitions and also I need to be present in ideas that I'm putting through. If you ask anybody here, I can tell you. Yeah. Have you? Yes. Being outside of Nigeria is not a solution to the problems that we have. We need to reach deep into ourselves to ask what is the things that we need that I can, work and make myself better and then so that I contribute to our society, contribute to the development of my society. Because if all of us were living like that, we have like 2 living in the Jonathan. So my charge for you today is to talk about not the good time, perfect time. At this stage that you are, to make you think about what do I really want to do in my life. Sometimes it might not be clear. I'll tell you to keep the journal. I'm going to keep the journal as well. Even but to the next one, right? So you know the start with you have to think about your things. You want to become like you can.
Hello, can we hear me? Can we hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening good evening everyone. Hope we're doing well. Hope we're doing nice. Now, okay, before we start, let's just put this down here. We're here with enough energy. So I need our energies and I need our vibe because we're going to be vibing together, all right? So please make sure you make use of the comment section because I'm going to be down there. One eye is going to be there, all right? Okay, so hello. I think we're just going to dive in with the introductions. Gary, don't you think?
Sure.
All right, so I think I'm going to start with introducing myself. My name is Duruzina. Yeah, so you know all those emails that you see, Duruzina, yes, this is the face behind it. My name is Duruzina and I am the admin and communications officer for Leadforgoodafrica. All right, so Gary.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Gary Okeremo. I'll be your co-host for today. I'm really super excited to be here. I'm seeing so many beautiful faces and I can see the energy already in the room. I don't know, Zina, can you feel the energy in the room?
Yeah, I can feel it, but we need more.
We need more, yeah? All right,
yes,
all right.
All right. Okay, so first, before we proceed, I think our speakers here. Is everybody here? Let's see. If you unmute your mics, let's hear you, let's see you, unmute your videos, unmute your mics, let's see. And please do introduce yourselves one after the other. Let's go. So who's starting first?
Hello everyone.
All right.
I'm starting.
Okay.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's exciting to be here. My name is Adeniji Moliayo Mary. And yeah, that's it about me. You will get to hear more as the time goes by. Don't worry.
I'm already liking the energy.
Introduce yourself. What university? What's your position? This is the time for you to show off. So please continue.
Well, yes, I'm in University of Lagos.
Wow.
University of Lagos 400 level. I'm currently the resident-elect for Faculty of Science. I'm studying chemistry, if you look like chemistry. Thank you.
Okay, that deserves a round of applause. Please, let's see a round of applause in the comment section. A round of applause. Okay, so who's going next? Let's introduce ourselves. The speakers, please, let's introduce ourselves. Let's go on. Who is going on next? Our speakers. You're the one speaking to. We're here for you, so please
don't be shy, please.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
You don't need to
we'll put off our cameras.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Your beautiful face.
Welcome, Toby.
Yeah, my name is Toby Animashao. I'm the president of Girls University of Technology. I'm currently in 500 level. studying urban and regional planning.
Nice to meet you,
Urban
Toby.
and
Regional planning.
oh, that sounds interesting. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you.
So who's going on next? Who's going on next?
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Hey,
evening.
good evening.
My name is Christiana Araluwatoju.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. My name is Christiana Araluwatoju from Babcock University. I'm a 500 level law student, and I'm the Deputy Senate President of the Babcock University Student Association. I'm very, very delighted to be here this evening.
That's wonderful.
I think I'm already getting overwhelmed. Like, please, you guys take
Why?
it easy. Like, Jesus.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aisha. My name is Aisha Arumirura. I'm the current vice president of the University Student Association, and I'm in 400 level, and I'm studying architecture. So nice to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Aisha.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Welcome. A round of applause to you too. Who else? Please, I know that we have enough speakers for our session today. It's a panel session and it's going to be quite an interesting one. So please, let's introduce ourselves. Let's come on. You don't want me to call names. We're not calling names today. We're not calling names today.
Please,
we're not doing that one today.
Because
And
now
we're not begging.
I'm marking attendance gradually. So please. Let me not
And
call
we're
your
not
name by
begging.
mistake.
Okay. So,
Hi,
let's
everyone.
ourselves.
Okay.
No, go on, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I can hear all Nigerian accents. Oh my God. It's so wonderful to be in this space. My name is Barbara Mwambilwa, currently based in Zambia. When I just saw Africa, Lead for Africa, I was like, oh, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, you know? So I had to apply for it. Yeah. I'm currently studying nursing.
Okay.
Yes, I'm an adolescent health specialist. We are dealing with adolescent girls in sexual reproductive health and mental health. Yes, I'm also a global health leader. Yes, I think that's just basically about me, nothing much, nothing more. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here and thank you so much.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for introducing yourself, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Our speakers, are we, I know that there is Damilare. Damilare, have you introduced yourself? We've not heard you. Who else? Well, I think we're still waiting for the presidents and I believe the chairman and the vice chair of Covenant. If they are here, they're going to introduce themselves as well. But Balogun Damilare, please do introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about
good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Balogun Damilare, President-elect, Faculty of Arts. Yeah.
A round of applause, Damilare. Okay, so I believe I can see Tosin, and I believe Tosin is the vice chair of Covenant University. So Tosin, if you can hear me, or if you're now connected, please do introduce yourself so we can carry on with our schedule for the day. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. You've introduced yourself wonderfully. And by God's grace, this is going to be such an amazing session. All right. Okay. So let's see. I think we're still waiting let's get to Tosin's introduction and then we dive right into it. Okay. Oh. Okay. I believe we're still waiting for more people to join too. Tosin, can you hear me? And can you speak? If not, we will just carry on. And when the rest join, we just flow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so without any further ado, let's kick off this session. So before I even kick off this session, before I kick off this session, before I kick off this session, let's just drop a little, like, let's just be putting emojis. I need to feel the energy so we can start. It's you guys, your vibe that is going to ginger me. And also, I think we can start calling out schools. Let's start calling out schools. I think it's too early. Let's just wait. Maybe in the middle of the session, we'll do that.
I think we should start.
We should start? Are we ready?
We're very ready.
Are we ready?
On the chat room, tell us your name, where you're joining us from, your school you're repping. Don't be shy, please.
And
Please
even if your school, I think I said that, even if your school is not part of the speakers, you can still rep your school. Even if you are from Uni Lorry, Uni Ben, wherever you're from, Redeemers, wherever, please do. And even from Zambia, because we have somebody in Zambia here. I know that there are still going to be more people joining us. So please just introduce yourselves. I can see the comments already. The fire is there. Okay, I think I'm ready to start. So we don't waste much time. I think I'm ready to start. You guys have gingered me a little bit. I really appreciate that. So we're going to continue with Lead for Good Africa. I'm sure we are thinking, okay, what exactly is Lead for Good Africa? What exactly is this organization about? Like when Barbara mentioned that she saw Lead for Good Africa, she was wondering, she was like, this Lead for Good. She said, okay, she knew that, okay, this was a good place to join. But now, what exactly is Lead for Good Africa about? So now let me explain it. And I'm going to try my best as much as possible to simplify what we did to us, all right? So now we are a leadership development and empowerment social enterprise with a vision to eradicate poverty and improve the human capital development on the African continent. All right, so now what we believe in is like in two major things. We believe in building capacity in the minds and in the skills of both youths and women. So let me try and break it down and give an instance. So there is this video that got sent to me not too long ago by this South African man, Mr. Vusi Tambakwa, something from South Africa. If you know who he is, you should know who he is. Put the name in the comment section below. So he mentioned something that really resonated with me, and I think that's what I'm going to use to explain what we do, the problem that we've seen and what the problem we're trying to solve. All right. So he mentioned something and he said that everybody believes in Africa and everybody is investing in Africa except Africans themselves, we Africans themselves, ourselves rather. And that actually resonated with me, and it was like, yes, that's actually true. Everybody sees what Africa can do. Everybody sees what we can be able to achieve. This is from our mindset, you understand? And this mindset of unbelief is what is hindering us from unleashing our innest potential. You understand? Like it is what is stopping us from harnessing the greatness that God has put inside us. You understand? So that is something that I believe that Lead for Good Africa, we are like, this is one of the many things that Lead for Good Africa is trying to solve, because I believe that once you build your mind, once you build capacity in your mind, once you believe in yourself, you're going to be able to navigate opportunities. Now, let me give an instance. You can see, okay, in the educational sector, you can say, okay, I believe I can take the lead in this sector and dominate and also unleash my potential in this sector. You understand? There's a lady, Aisha, you're doing architecture. I really love that. Why? Because I remember when I was growing up, I wanted to be an architect, but God had other plans, yeah. Okay, so you can say in the architecture area, I can take the lead. I can unleash my potential in this area and also build Africa up. Like when you have that mindset, you're not going to wait for anybody to do anything for you. And that is what we at Lead for Good want to do. That's why we are here. We are here to help you build capacity in your minds. You understand? And it's not as if other people are not doing well, other people are not doing great. Yes, trust me, there are people that are leading in their various sectors, in the impact sector, in health, and in different wonderful things. But trust me, for the amount of impact that Africa needs to the amount of impact Africa needs, that population is very small. And I know that it starts from you and I, you understand? And that's the major problem that we see, that unbelief. And that is what that's why we are here, to build capacity in your minds, to build you to take the lead. And trust me, you're going to see you being here is I don't believe in coincidences. Oh, trust me, I don't believe in coincidences. I know that it's meant to be. So now that's for the mind aspects. Now we're talking about, now I'm going to move to building capacity in the skills. You get, so like there's this thing that we believe in, not like a thing, it's a mantra, it's even part of our models. You get, so it says we don't just give people fish, yeah, we teach them how to fish and make fishermen in their communities. I don't know if you understand. So like that is basically about building your skills. We are not a charity organization. We're not going to say, okay, take and then go. No, we are going to teach you how to create, you understand? And then we're going to teach you, and we're going to empower you that you're going to say, okay, now that I know how to do this, how about I make fishermen in my own, community? And that is how we are going to improve the human capital of, of Africa. Like it all starts with you and I. Trust me, it starts with us. So now, and there's something that I want to end with, and it's something that I totally believe in because I have experienced it, even as a worker here with Live for Good. You understand? So if you are able to transform your mind, you are able to transform your life. And when you are able to transform your life, you are able to transform your community and everybody around you. Do we agree? If you agree, let me see your responses in the comment section. Okay, so now that is just to show you the amount of power that we have as individuals, and that is why Lead for Good is here to help us unleash that power, help us unleash that so that we can improve the human capital, so that we can improve Africa as a whole, so that we won't be waiting for another person to come and say, oh, this is Africa, let me do this for Africa. No. We don't need them, because we have us, and we are powerful. When we work on our minds and take away unbelief, know who we are, know how we can lead ourselves, that is how we can know how to take the lead in our different places and build our skills. Because trust me, it's one thing to have the mindset, and it's another thing to have the skills. You understand? Okay, I think I'll stop there for now. So let me allow Gary to to talk so we can continue. All right. So Gary, please do carry on, and let's move to the second agenda. But I hope you understand. Let me see in the comment, because I'm communicating with us through the comments if we can't speak. So let me know if we are vibing together. I know we like to use the word vibe. So let me know if you're on the same page. So Gary, please continue.
All right, so I feel like we're really on the same page, because I can see the chat room right now and it's like over the roof. So so I'm going to take it to another level. First, I want to just demystify, sustainability. We're all hearing sustainability here and there, and then it seems like it's something so tedious. And then you see a flyer that says youth can lead to a sustainable future. And you're like, so it's not that serious. Yeah. So basically, when we say sustainability, we're looking at moving on, just doing your regular things, but then having the consciousness of your economy, the society, as well as your environment. So you'd want to create something that doesn't just make you better off and make your environment worse off. So now, what are we trying to do with this particular session? We want to be able to raise young leaders, that can transform their communities in every single sector, regardless of where they find themselves in, regardless of the agenda whatsoever. Now, but why do we believe that youths can actually, work towards having this sustainable future? One, fresh perspectives. I'm sure a lot of us see a lot of ideas. You see a youth, 17, 16, he's starting this, he's creating this. It was not a thing before, but it is now. We see a lot of advocacies here and there. People are talking about gender, climate, inclusion. These are not even phenomenons that were there before, but then you're seeing them now, and you're seeing youths just like ourselves here spearheading such programs. Is why we believe that youth can actually work together to create a sustainable future. So what we're trying to do here with everyone today is to ensure that if you had a perspective before, you had an idea before, you're leaving this session knowing that you can actually put it into play. You're living here with the empowerment that you can do whatever it is you want to do, as far as your transforming your community is concerned, as far as personal development is concerned, as far as societal development basically is concerned. So I'll give an example. For example, I had a friend one time. He tried to volunteer for a non-profit and they didn't give him the opportunity. So what did he do? He didn't just see ducks. He created a non-profit out of volunteerism. So he said, since I didn't get the opportunity to do so, let me create the opportunity for other youths just like myself to do so. So he didn't see dogs. He didn't say, oh, sustainability, for example, now is something so serious. Or can a youth actually do something in that space? He went ahead. So we're trusting that after today's session, even amidst the session, we start saying things in the chat, oh, I have this idea. I think I'll start working on it. Or I believe I can actually do this thing. I don't think this sector is as big as I think it is. I think I can actually thrive in this sector. I think I can actually make a wave in this industry. So that's what we hope that at the end of this session, we all will be able to do. So I encourage us, sit tight, and please, please, please ask your questions. Ask your questions, and you'll be having the opportunity to speak. That chat room should never be quiet. Like, I don't want to turn my eye and look, and then I see that I'm hearing cricket sounds like from the chat room. Please, please. So let's make sure we engage. Let's speak up, and we have the best of speakers here. Every single person on the panel, they are exceptional people, and I encourage us to actually ask questions as well. Do not be surprised. There's going to be so much wisdom coming from them. You see, so this guy, it's just what is coming from this guy's head is mind-blowing, and it can come from yours too. So we want to encourage you, please, please, please pay attention, ask questions, and from here start igniting a movement. So we want to begin a movement from here where people are no longer scared of industries, they're no longer scared of sectors, they are ready, ever ready to start driving in. So let me not bore you too much with so much grammar. I think it's time for us to just dive on. Let's hear from our amazing speakers.
Okay, so now it's time for us to meet the speakers. I believe that there are some people that haven't introduced themselves. Yeah. I believe the chairman and the vice chair, they are here already. It's time, my speakers. We were saying that we were ready. It's time for us to start speaking. I'm just going to let the vice chair and the chairman, any of them, let them introduce themselves so we know them. Please kindly introduce yourselves. Yes. Hope you can hear me. Are they here? The vice chair and the chairman of Covenant University. Can you speak up, or we will just resume, start?
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
All right, good evening everyone.
Good evening.
All right. First of all, I would love to appreciate Leadforgoodafrica for what they're doing. I believe it's wonderful that there's an opportunity where youths can gather and talk about topics such as leadership, because I believe stuff like this is very important, especially in our generation and the age of social media and the flow of information that we're getting. We need to still be able to learn these very important values. My name is Victor Ebadon. I am current chairman, Student Council, Covenant University. I really love taking into account leadership. I'm putting it into practical use. I know it's one thing to talk about it, but also loves it being implemented. But it also starts from talking about it and knowing what it's about and knowing how to apply these principles in our daily life. So it's awesome to be here, and I trust that we're going to have a wonderful evening today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Victor. We really appreciate. So is your vice chair here?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, please, can she please come introduce your Gary, what did we say when we started? No shyness. So
please.
We are youths. One of the things that I believe we youths have that is even beneficial and good for our generation is the fact that we have energy. So now let's bring that energy here. That energy, please. So please, Tosin, I believe that. Please kindly introduce yourself so that we can start. If not, you're the one that is also.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hello. I hope I'm being heard.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Leadforgoodafrica, for this opportunity. My name is
Hello. Hello, Tosin.
So I think your volume is a bit low, Tosin.
Okay, let me work on that.
All right, I can hear you now.
Is it better now?
Much
Yeah,
better.
it is.
Oh, I apologize. I've been trying to work it out here.
Oh,
So
it's all
I
right.
hope I'm being heard now. Can everyone hear me? Could you just let me know?
We can hear you.
So,
Hello, Tosin.
am I being heard now?
Okay, we can hear you now, but before we couldn't
Now.
hear.
Okay, I'm so sorry for the situation with the
Oh,
microphone.
please, it's all right. It's all right.
Yes,
Do
as I
continue.
was saying, just continuing from where my honorable and highly esteemed chairman continued, I am honored to be a part of this insightful session and to just be a part of this conversation and everything that Lead for Good is doing. To emphasize on the fact that we are leaders of today and that the power to change the future is actually in our hands right now. So I can't wait to actually engage in this conversation with so many amazing people here. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank God. We really appreciate you. So one last person permits me. We need to bring everybody here because it's going to be quite nice. Daniel, I think that is the vice president of Babcock University Student Association. Please kindly introduce yourself so we can go straight in. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you
Good
so much.
evening, Druzina. Good evening, Gary, okay, Eremo. Good evening to everybody. I'm so sorry for joining late. I had network issues earlier on, but thank God I'm here now. First of all, I want to say I thank God for this opportunity. When I got the invitation, in my mind I was like, what am I going to talk about? Because me, I'm still learning. So let me be honest, I'm here to learn from everybody. So my name is Daniel Ugbendi, and I am the Vice President of Babcock University Student Association. And I really want to appreciate this platform for putting this together. And I hope to learn from everyone. Also share a bit of my experience also along the line. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so now that all the speakers have spoken, Gary, I believe it's time. So now I just want to start with this. We've been hearing leadership, we've been hearing take the lead, we've been hearing being a leader. So now now I'm talking with the speakers, and I'm going to direct this question to Aisha. Aisha, please, are you still here? And not just Aisha, because I'm sure people would want to speak on this. So I'm throwing it open, but I think Aisha is going to lead it. So what exactly does leadership mean to you? And then after Aisha, any other person that is interested, any other speaker, is the panel session. Come on, let's have fun. It's time. So Aisha, we're starting with you. What does leadership really mean to you?
Well, thank you for that question, Zina. So leadership, to me, leadership is like, it's more like, yes, we know as a leader, you're leading a group of people, but I see it's more like a team. When, as a leader, like as a leader, if you're a leader, you have a responsibility. People believe that, oh, you have the responsibility to direct these people or supervise and all of that. Yes, you supervise, but as a leader, you have to inspire them too. You're not just telling them what to do. You're not just saying, oh, this is what we're going to do today. This is what we're going to do. You have to inspire them to actually do those things that you want them to do. So when I hear the term leadership is how do I put it the way it's in my head? Leadership is when a person inspires a group of people that they are meant to be leading. When a person inspires a group of people to follow the right path. Because I believe we actually can't enforce rules to people. When they see how beneficial these rules or whatever you're telling them to do is, I feel like they automatically follow. I was discussing with my president last night, and we were talking about leadership, like when we're preparing for this whole thing. I made an example. For example, now in my school, corporate wears aren't so enforced like that. Unlike some other schools, it's not so enforced. So we have plans to actually enforce it. And then we're like, there are people that have their different styles too. We can't say, oh, by force, everybody must wear corporate. So I was saying, if the whole association, the whole Girls University Students Association, the whole team starts actually wearing corporate and looking good in it, people would automatically follow. They would get inspired by that dressing and actually follow. So that's an example of leadership, basically.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. And one perspective to it. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your contribution. So I'm throwing this question open to the speakers, and I would like us to indulge. Remember, it's a panel session, it's conversational. And also, if you have questions, please don't be shy to put it in the comment sections. And let's not waste time with contemplating, let's be sharp. We're keeping it within 2 hours. All right. So I'm throwing the question open. What exactly does leadership mean to you? Which speaker wants to come up and speak on that?
I think leadership, sorry, Zina, I'll be speaking on that.
Go on.
I think leadership is service, first and foremost, before anything. There's something that we hear every time in Babcock University, servant leadership, servant leadership, servant leadership. And for me, I think that's almost a tautology, because that would imply that there is another kind of leadership that you don't need to be a servant. But then I think it's almost impossible, like it's impossible to be a leader without being a servant. I think leadership is service, giving your effort, your time, your energy, like sacrificing something for the people that you're supposed to lead, for your people, for their own interests, representing them, just doing something for them without necessarily getting something in return. I think that is what leadership is.
All right, so I'm okay. So is that what leadership means to you? Because I remember, to you, not because Babcock said it.
No. That's what I think leadership means.
Okay. So who else wants to speak on this? I see, Victor, do you want to speak on this? I see you're on mute.
Sure.
Okay, please do go on.
Yeah, sure. Okay, first of all, I love what Christiana said, servant leadership. And I would just love to put it this way. Leadership is knowing the way and showing the way by going the way. That is, you are teaching by what you are doing. You are leading by example. That's just the meaning of leadership by example. So it's about doing something and making others do it because they see you do it and they see the result from you doing it. Do you get? So that's my whole idea of leadership. I think that's my idea of effective leadership. So yes, that's my perspective.
Wow, that's wonderful. Leading by example. I like that. You see, we're already getting fired up. I have not even entered the cocoa. All right. So does anybody want to speak? Any other person want to speak on this? All right.
Yeah,
Toby,
I would like to speak. Yeah. To me, I see leadership as management and also a form of teaching and being like a role model. So if you hold a leadership position, you need to know how to manage. So I see that position as a way of managing. In terms of resources, in terms of people, you need to know how to manage actually for you to be a leader. And also being a good role model, that determines, yes, you cannot tell you, oh, this person is a good leader. Like what my vice president said also, we had the same discussion on, okay, you are a leader, you need to actually be a good role model to your followers. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. That's interesting. I really do love you guys' perspective on this. Yeah, I really do love it. Management, she spoke about inspiration. Another person spoke about leading by example. Another person spoke about service. Don't worry. We'll go here on today. That's wonderful. So Gary,
I really like the fact that, you guys moved from defining leadership like a concept and made it more personal. We're hearing, when you say servant leadership, it sounds like a tautology, being that you believe that leadership in itself is service. So I'd love to ask, this question is directed to Damilare. I want to know, what is leadership, personal leadership for you, and how would you practice it, or how do you practice personal leadership?
Thank you very much, Gary. A lot have been said about leadership. So coming to personal leadership, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, so personal leadership, if you are going to put it through, is, the process of actually defining the kind of leader that you actually want to be. It is easy to say that you want to serve. It is easy to say you want to be a leader. It is easy to say you want to actually influence people, because that is one of the things about leadership. You are an influential person, influencing other people's action. So when it comes to personal leadership, it boils down to you. It is that process of where you get to define the kind of a leader you are going to be, or you want to be. And actually, you can't actually just go out to lead if you actually don't know yourself. I live by a principle, which was actually given by the popular philosopher Socrates. He said, man, know thyself, for an unexamined life is not worth living. So leadership is the process of self-awareness and self-knowledge. So that is what personal leadership is actually about. Understanding your person, understanding who you are, before you can actually say that you want to actually expose others to your kind of self. So if you actually have a good self-knowledge of who you are, and how you manage things, how you communicate things, the level of empathy you have, then I believe that is enough to say, okay, let me go out there to be a leader to other people. So it's all about self-awareness, self-knowledge, and understanding your person. So that is what personal leadership is to me. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I like how you took us back in time to Socrates. I was about typing it in the chat box, but I said, no, let me just relax. Let me relax. So beautiful, beautiful. Would anyone want to, because he explained what his concept of what personal leadership is, and I like the fact that he had to highlight Socrates, because it's like you cannot give what you do not have. So if you are leading from your personal space, you're leading your life as it stands. It gives you a balance on how to actually lead people. And it really brings me to another fundamental question. And I think this question I would be directing it to Mary. Mary, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
So the question really is, from what Damilare just said, he gave us a perspective of how leading our lives is what we represent. We mirror it more or less when we're leading people, leading initiatives. But then if you don't have balance in your life, then definitely there's not going to be balance in the people you are leading or the initiative you are leading. So the question really is, how do you balance with your leadership position, with your personal life, with work, with study, with everything, really around your space? Like from a more personal perspective now, for you, how do you balance everything?
Yeah, and share with the audience, like you can even give them an advice how they can also,
Yeah, thank you so much for this question. It's a privilege to be on this platform. And one thing that came to mind as we talked about leadership is responsibility. So for me, I think leadership is taking responsibility. When we break down responsibility, it would mean the ability to respond. So for a leader, it is not necessarily the position, it is the person. It is the ability to see a need and meet it. We are in the society, we are in this economy that we have right now, even our nation, Nigeria, that what is needed from the youth is the ability to see and take responsibility. That's what actually makes you a leader. The position that I currently have, both at work, or even in school did not necessarily come by just the need to elect somebody or to provide somebody for that position. It came to me, the need for me to actually take that stand to be my faculty president came to me because I felt, what can I do as an individual? What can I change as an individual? How can I make my faculty better? And I've seen the need and I'm ready to meet it, right? So I know that, yes, I've got work, I've got school, I've got so many other things that I do. And in balancing that, going back to your question, in balancing that, I have to sit myself down. And I think this is the advice that I will give most of us, that you have to go within yourself and be able to understand your person, just like Damilare said. To say, okay, so what area do you need to focus on? What area do you need to effect change? One of the things that I did for myself was time management. I realized that most times in this society that we are, there are so many social media platforms which are actually good, you know. They bring you to meet people, they bring you to connection, but sometimes it can be detrimental. You can find an individual that you at home, you really just felt like, today, you know what, I'm going to get things done. But because you've carried your phone, you will start by 8 a.m. It's almost when you're hungry, maybe about 12 p.m., 12 noon, that you say, let me get up and eat. You have browsed through the whole social media platforms. So one of the things that I did for myself was to indeed manage my time. I take up this perspective that if I can put the things that I need to do, my tasks in focus, if I can have an overview of what I need to do, especially maybe in a week or even in a day, I can be able to say, you know what, I am giving the time for this, I am giving the time for this. We all have to enjoy our lives, even as we do the things that we do. But if you set proper time, if you set proper prioritization of the things that I need to do, you can actually get them done. So this is a little, I so much want to say a lot, and I wish that I'm given the chance to, you know, because another thing I do, let me just say this,
say it, please.
As a leader, you must be able to give people ability to express yourself the right way. You must, as a leader, you will not just leading because okay, it is me that has the authority to give law and order on this or that, but you might actually have somebody else that can do it better. I might be so good in administration, but I might have somebody else that can work out the letter writing, or you know, what have you. So I understand that as a leader, I need to delegate. I have the people that I have with me in my team, at work, even at home, to actually help. And they are there ready to help. But because you think I can do it all, you know what, I'm just going to do this and do that, I'm going to be here and that, you can delegate. Sometimes I don't, when I have meetings that I know that they are clashing, I can delegate maybe my vice president, or, you know, different individuals to say, okay, please, can you help me handle this? And they do it effectively, even better than you would have even expected, or that you would have done if you were there. So yeah, the ability to delegate, the ability to prioritize, and time management has really helped me, you know, to balancing my time. Thank you.
That is, wow, that's wonderful. You see, I mean, there was like, you know, those stickers on WhatsApp that, you know, there's a lot of calls. I mean, there was something like that. And you see, this is what I love. Oh my God, my heart is so full with joy. From what Dami said, Dami, you, oh my God, you brought justice to that question. And I really love how you explained this, Mary. And before you even explained time management and explained delegation, you spoke about knowing yourself, and that is what personal leadership is all about. Like Dami said, you can't, who said it, you can't pour from an empty cup. Was it you that said it, Gary, or it was Dami? one of you. But somebody said it here, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to know yourself. And now the thing about time and management is tricky. The tricky thing about time management is this. You think you think you can follow another person's, schedule time, or maybe another person's list or to-do list, but it differs. I'm not Gary. Gary is not me. So I may not be able to use the tactics, Gary is using in terms of time management, except I know myself and I know how to lead myself. If you cannot lead yourself by, being disciplined or, working on your values, I'm sure we all know what values are, integrity, love, respect, diligence. If you don't work on your values and infuse those things in your personal lives, how exactly do you want to take the lead? Do we get what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Gary, please.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see sister Gary, stop finding me, please. Okay, so I really do love that. And about delegation, Mary, you are on point, you're on fire. Delegation is one of, because I believe when we talk about leadership and when we are in those positions, we think about being in competition with the other people. No, it's not. It's not about competition. No. Somebody said something, I think Mary, that's what he said. Leadership is about the person, not the position. Leadership is not because you are the faculty president. No, it's not because you are the president. It's not because no, it's not the position. It's about the person. So delegation eases things out for you. You're not in competition with your next person, because no, in fact, what I believe leadership is even about is helping unleash the greatness in people. You understand? You help unleash greatness. So like when you don't need to be in competition with anybody, because you are working on yourself a whole lot. Like you're literally working on yourself. So why do I need to be in a competition with somebody that I'm even trying to like help? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So like if we have this mentality of leadership being a competition, or no, delegate things, trust people. That's how you empower them. That's how you empower people to want to know you more. That's how you empower people to want to like associate with you. That's how you empower people to want to follow you and like the way you lead. Do you understand? All right. So now I'm, in fact, talking about all of this, it leads me to my next question, and I'm directing this for the, to the chairman. There's something about that name, chairman. It's giving me Odogu vibes. I'm serious. Not serious. You hear president, vice president. Not as if there's anything wrong with president or vice president, but that chairman, it's giving me as if Victor Odogu. Big one. So let's see. Victor, I'm going to throw this question at you. What was your motivation for actually vying for chairman? Like, why did you vie? We've heard Mary and heard, in fact, that thing that she said really, Mary, that's that leadership is not about the position, about the person. So now I want to know, what was your motivation? Why did you vie for chairman of Covenant? What like, did you see a problem? Did you want to solve a problem, or like what was it? Kindly share with us, please.
All right. Thank you for the question. First of all, I'll say the reason why I vied for that position was simply because I saw an opportunity where I could, be part of the people that were creating, or kind of enforcing, or try to say controlling, but more like coordinating or making things happen, in school. And the reason why this was of particular interest to me was because there was a lot of things I had in mind, especially considering, the previous 4 years of my stay in school, and my experience and all of that, and noting them down, looking at some specific problems. You get, now I'm putting that all together. I had to put myself in a position where I actually had some sort of power to influence, or solve those particular problems, and not just for me, for the student body in total, of course. So that was one. Then two, also as a means of building up capacity for someone, or as someone that wants to be in charge of greater things, in the future. You get 2, 3. Also saw it as a way to, tap into the university core values, understand the system, get in touch with great minds like Bishop David Oyedepo, Vice Chancellor, and other esteemed members of management, understand their vision, understand why they take some certain actions, and gain wisdom and applying that into my personal life too. So I also saw that as an opportunity to of will I say mentorship, but more like close contact with these great minds. You get so that was number 3. Yes, those were the 3 major reasons why I vied for the position of chairman student council.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I really do love, aside from being with like minds and building help wanting that urge. That is also what Christiana mentioned, service, that passion for service, that passion to build capacity. That's wonderful. But another thing that I really do love was the fact that you wanted to learn. And that's something about being a leader. You can't say you are a leader and you are just going to, you are not learning. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you don't know something, how are you not going to showcase it to another person? Do you understand? So that passion for knowledge, that is that passion, learning for knowledge, like wanting to know something new, wanting to experience something new. That's wonderful. And I really, really appreciate that. See, we are, Africa is going to change for the better. That one I already know. See people, passion. Gary, don't you think so?
Okay. I'm so privileged to be in this space right now. Like
honestly.
And I wish I did more when I was in university.
You did not do it in university.
No, I did not, but like these guys are giving me the run for my money. So I feel like I will not go back, Sha. But then you guys are making me rethink.
Okay. So all right. The next question, is going to be for Christiana. So Christiana, you spoke very well about leadership and you spoke about service, and that's very beautiful. I really love the way you mentioned that. But so mention backward never, amen. Oh yes, never. Okay, so I'm going to ask now, talking about being a servant leader. In fact, what are the requirements of being a good leader? What would you say are the requirements of being a good leader? I need to hear your view also from what we heard other people, like all the other speakers, because I know that value, like a whole lot, is just I think this should, I don't want to say this should be a paid something, but let's not go that far. But please let us know what are the requirements of a good leader.
Thank you very much for the question. So not to be cliche or anything, I think leadership requires a lot, and everybody will have different perspective on that. But for me, I would say leadership requires 3 major things. I would say, like I mentioned before, service, sacrifice, and responsibility. And I think somebody already mentioned responsibility.
Yeah.
Service, I would say, I read somewhere, I can't remember where, but I read somewhere that the first and most important choice a leader has to make is the choice to serve, without which one's capacity to lead is severely limited. True leadership is first and foremost a decision and a dedication to serve. So you choose in your heart, you just asked Victor why he decided to vie for a position. So you have to make that decision that I'm actually going to do something, and then you dedicate yourself to it, you commit yourself to it, and then you actually do it. Leadership places a very clear call on the leader, on the person who is holding the position. It places a call to do something for others. It places a call to have results, to anticipate problems, to respond to complaints, to solve problems, to listen to others. That is what leadership. So it's required that you're willing to serve, and then service will require that you do all of these other things. So for me, the requirements of leadership is one thing leading to another. And from service, you talk about sacrifice. So you must be ready to say, I would do this thing. I would sacrifice my time, my money, my efforts to do something for people when I know I might not necessarily get anything back. Like whatever it is I'm doing, I might not be getting any remuneration. Like this might not represent my interest. As a student leader, there'll be times where you have classes, you have tests, you have exams, you have something that is personal to you to do. But then there's a meeting, or a student is calling you, texting you, I have this problem, I have this issue. I remember last year I was a senator, and then I was taking a nap after a very long day, and then somebody walks to my room and wakes me up from the bed to ask me something very, very minute. Like it was so inconsequential. Like I can't remember what. Imagine. And I remember I was like, should I cry? Should I scream? But then like I remember smiling and then attending to her and then saying like, oh, sure, if you have other problems, like you can come back. But like inside me that day, I didn't really mean that. But I think that is what leadership is like. You're letting go of something, you're forgoing something that is of value to you just to do something for the greater good. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you ignore yourself or that you let yourself go. You have to learn how to create balance. And for the very last thing that I think leadership requires is responsibility. So please permit me to use a Bible reference from the book of St. Luke, which says that St. Luke chapter 12, verse 48, it says that from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. And I think that is what leadership is. Leadership would entrust so much in you. Leadership would entrust privileges, fame, authority, power, respect. But leadership would demand accountability, transparency, hard work, dedication, commitment, humility, so much more from you. That you get something, on a scale of 1 to 10, you get a 7. But leadership would require a 12/10. Like you're giving, it looks as if what you're giving is so little, but leadership demands so much more from you. You have to be willing to get little in exchange for the goods that will benefit other people. So I think those are the 3 things that 3 requirements of leadership: service, sacrifice, and responsibility. And I hope I've been able to answer the question well.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Over here, there are no right or wrong questions, so not let's answer the question well. Like we're here to unleash value, but like that was so profound. I really, really, really appreciate you so much, Christiana. Wow. Gary, are you not feeling are you not feeling it? And look at what she mentioned. So like service, secret. And you see, who would know that so much value are in these youths? You know, no, come on. Who would assume? I'm so happy. Like my heart is filled with so much joy. So Gary, please continue. I love this. Like you should stay here forever.
Wow. All right. I really love everything that Christiana shared. Beautiful. And I like the fact that you gave us a personal experience, you know, of where you were trying to get some rest and you got disturbed, because I think that's one thing people don't really talk about. People rarely talk about the challenges, you know, even in leadership. But I feel that's what really makes us, you know, firm and stand strong in whatever it is we are, you know, pushing for. Thinking about one time when I was in school, my finals, I wanted to do a program in school. So I figured people graduate from school, when they go out, they're already like having a job, they want to go and work. You know, of course, I studied economics. And those are studying economics, everyone can work in CBN, want to work in FRS. And I'm like, nobody is saying they want to create something outside. I was like, so if everybody's going outside, what jobs are remaining for those that are still in school? You know, everybody wants to go and occupy. So I figured, why not have a program where people have this opportunity to, you know, believe that they can create something. And I did. That was like a massive one on campus. It costed a whole lot. So I remember the day we rented a bus for like those from the mini campus. So we're trying to go back. So the bus hassle like came up. We're supposed to like pay the balance for the fee. And we stayed there for a very long time. People were shouting, students were complaining, we want to go back. What is this? And stuff like that. I didn't even have all the money to pay for the fare. I was almost breaking down. And then this lady that just came down from the bus and she just tapped me and said, well done. That well done alone, I don't know where the energy came from. And then at the end of the day, we settled it. So I really want to direct this question to Daniel, because I believe that at every point in leadership, there's always one, it's like a breaking point. It looks like a breaking point, but then that's where we really build off from. So Daniel, can you hear me?
Daniel. Yes, I can hear you.
Beautiful. So the question I'd love to ask you is that, has there been a time you broke down, as a leader, and briefly share your story of how it happened and how you bounced, back from it? Please be as detailed as possible. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, there were times where I broke down, actually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and I realized that okay, it was due to the fact that okay, I was trying to do everything by myself. Like I just want to do everything by myself because I'm this kind of person that if you are doing something in my mind, I'll be like, this person is not doing this very well. Let me get into it. Let me do it. So I realized that it will not work. If I really want to be efficient, I have to learn how to allow people to do things. Like what I don't know who's talked about delegation. I have to learn how to delegate. Yeah. So I have to learn. So that was what I learned over time, because being the fact that okay, I'm into many things that sometimes if I'm asked to okay, tell us about yourself, okay, what are the things that you do? Sometimes I find it difficult. Sometimes I might not even remember some things. Maybe when I find myself doing that, now so oh, I'm even to this a group of people. I'm even leading this group on campus, or I'm doing this, I'm into this, I'm into this. So I'm into so many things. And being a medical student is overwhelming also. So even the course itself is more than enough to consume me as an individual. Plus the fact that okay, I'm into this, I'm into this, I'm into this, even church, I'm there, in class, I'm there, and also represent a group of people that like from the foundation. So many things I'm into. So I had to learn how to delegate, how to trust people to do things on my behalf. And one thing I did, the device, the skill or the strategy I devised was to build people now. Because I feel if you're able to build people to your taste, then you will trust them to do things. And for instance, I run a platform on campus, the Catalyst Tutorial platform. One of my strengths there is that I was able to build somebody that for like 2 semesters now, I've not been entry class, I've not been planning timetable, I've not been doing so much because of people that have built. These people now, they are not the one running the platform, and nobody will know if I'm there or I'm not there. And another thing I also did was learn how to collaborate. I remember there was a time after my practicals, after my anatomy practical, I'll rush to church. I did want to play because I was the head of ushering there. Because I like arriving at my I like arriving for meeting on time. So maybe my colleagues will not have come. Before they would have come, maybe some of them before they would come, I would have cleaned the whole church. Maybe when I'm about to pack the things, they will come. I realize when I get to the hall, I'll be very tired. Sometimes I won't be able to read again. And also, I also learned how to allow some things go. So like not put so much to some things, because if you're a leader, people will step on your toes, you step on people's toes, and people will get into your head. So the moment you hold all those things to your head, you fixate on needs. It's going to break you down mentally. So if you want to lead efficiently and effectively, you need to learn how to let go of some things. It's not everything you sanction people for. You just have to understand, okay, that's how this person is. Learn how to react to people's action, because people will always be themselves. So the most important thing is how you react to their attitude. Maybe you fix a meeting for 4 and somebody is coming by 4:30.
Hello, Daniel. Is it just me? I can't hear him again. Gary.
Yeah, I don't think we can. Daniel, we can't hear you. I think he's having a bit of network. He's unmuted, but we can't hear what he's saying.
Okay, so it's fine. It's fine. He's even spoken. He's expressed himself so much, and I really do appreciate that. But let's see, Gary. I say Gary. Sorry, Gary. Daniel, your name is just in my mouth, so sorry about that. Okay, so Daniel, thank you so much. I think because of time, we might just have to move to it's network. But just to so sorry, Gary, but just to point out something that he said. What he said was actually, he spoke very well, and I'm sure we all agree, he spoke very well. And something that he said that I really want to kind of pinpoint is about delegation. You can't handle everything yourself. Don't think it's handling everything. Being a leader is all about handling everything, all your eggs in one basket. And that is going to weigh you down. Even being productive does not mean you're multitasking. I used to have that mentality that, if I'm multitasking, that means I'm very productive. I'm doing this, and because then I used to procrastinate a lot. So I thought, it was doing me good. But trust me, no, it does more harm than good. Feel free to delegate, give responsibilities. Mary, I've given us a new word though, delegate. So feel free to delegate, share your thoughts, give people things, or let them help you. If you feel like they're not going to do well, or if you feel like they're not going to do as good as you intend them to do, train them. That's why you're teach them. That's why you're a leader. You are a leader to help build capacity in people. Is not, you don't need to bring heaven or earth or buy them this or buy them that. No. It's the little things. Teaching them, being calm and understanding that nobody is perfect. Being calm and understanding that, okay, I need to help this person understand it. Even teaching them how to use Zoom or teaching them how to make a particular design. It is as little as that. And that is how you unleash the greatness in people. You get, people think that it's all about the big things. No, trust me, it's the little things that counts. All right. So and I know that we have all broken down in different points, in our lives. I'm sure. I have my story, but then it's Gary's own that really resonated with me a lot. The pressure, the pressure is going to come because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with human beings. It's normal, you understand, but you just have to. Even if you don't have patience, you need to pray, because personally, my parents told it that way. They used to say I'm my father's daughter, because I never used to have patience, you understand. But then when I started working on myself, started getting to know myself, I started praying, start praying for, oh God, I want patience. I want to be patient. I want to learn how to be patient, you understand. And then I don't know how it just happened. It came with a lot of frustration. So plenty people frustrate. No. Dealing people can be frustrating, but then we thank God for where we are now. Okay, so Gary, do continue.
All right, so I really love the fact that we're really going into this like a personal perspective. And I like what Daniel said about, aside just delegating, you're like replicating yourself in people. That way you're rest assured that the leadership principles that you're imbibing, they have it as well. So it's easier for you to even leave responsibility with them, because you're rest assured, I know this person knows what they are doing. And a lot of us have actually talked about the need for us to impact people and empower people. And for me, I believe that is very important. But then it puts it in a personal perspective. So I'd love to ask a question, and this question is really for Tosin. Because we've talked about how individually we are trying to raise young leaders amongst ourselves, teach them, empower them, inculcate them. So, but then, is there a role for institutions? So the basic question here is this, Tosin, in what ways can educational institutions better equip young leaders with the necessary skills and knowledge to address environmental challenges? I don't know if Tosin can hear me.
Hello, Tosin, are you there? Please, we need us to be quick, because we're about to hear from our coach, our executive coach. That's, I think she's here with us, and from there, we'll go straight to questions and answers.
I think Tosin is unmuted now. So Tosin, please go ahead. Oh, it's a bit low.
Oh, okay. Please just give me a minute.
Are you making use of an earpiece or a headset, or is just your speaker?
I am not. Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
it's better now.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for that question, Mr. Gary. So when it comes to what institutions can do, or the role of educational institutions when it comes to equipping young leaders, like you said, with the necessary skills and knowledge, I think what we have come to understand is that the role of educational institutions cannot be undermined. They basically serve as our foundation when it comes to equipping us with the necessary skills and knowledge we need to empower us to actually make impact in our society. And just there are various things that I do believe educational institutions can do. But one major thing I'd like to talk about is introducing what I'd like to call a comprehensive educational system or a comprehensive environmental education, whereby these institutions emphasize on a sort of holistic educational system where, like we're talking about how we want to impact diverse spheres of the society, right? So regardless of whatever program you study, regardless of wherever you find yourself, the educational system is oriented towards your ability to address issue in any of these spheres. So I believe that with such an educational system, these individuals are leaders of today, as we're emphasizing, will be able to address issues, whether they are in the arts sector or the science sector or the technology sector. When it comes to addressing environmental issues, there's really no difficulty because the educational system is already pushing forward on that. Another thing that I really think is very important is what I call institutional sustainability. That's where our institutions lead by example. An example of this is something that is done in Covenant University, which I've been able to see and has influenced me. It's called the Waste to Wealth Initiative. So basically what the Waste to Wealth Initiative is that students are encouraged to pick pieces of plastic bottles. So you drink a bottle of water, you see pieces of plastic bottles just lying around anywhere, and you are encouraged to pick that bottle for a sum of money in return. So that way, the reduction of waste is encouraged and initiatives are encouraged at the same time. So things like this, I believe, should be encouraged by our educational institutions. Once we see these educational systems where the institutions that we are in, they work together with the schools, but it's towards promoting these initiatives, we can see our youths encouraged and empowered with necessary skills and knowledge to address these situations that might come into hand. Another thing that goes in hand with this is basically experiential learning or a hands-on approach. And this is something that, speaking personally, I've been grateful to learn as a leader in Covenant University, where you are taught how to do things, that's fine and good, but then you put whatever you are taught into practice because the fact is the best way to learn is by experience. Yes, theory goes as far as teaching you on what you should do, but you will never know what to do unless you actually do it, if you're being very honest. And so hands-on approach is something that these institutions can actually emphasize on even further, where we see things like field work and community engagement in our schools. And so students are not just taught what to do, they know what to do because they practicalize it. Another thing that I was able to partake in that really opened my eyes to this was the recently concluded Covenant University International Model United Nations. And so that was basically a simulation of the United Nations program, right? And so we see students from diverse programs, from diverse levels, whether you're just at the beginning stage of your university experience or you've been in school for about 4 or 5 years, and you're coming together to address the environmental challenges that we have, to address climate change, to address issues of sustainability, and to put forward solutions which can help these issues. Now, through such a program, I was able to see that, like we are emphasizing, our youth already have the knowledge, they already have the understanding. What they just need platforms to put this information. So these educational institutions, these are institutions, they need to emphasize on it more. And I do think it's something that, from my experience, has already been put in place, and I'm grateful to have been part of certain programs like that, certain community outreaches, community engagement, initiatives such as the Enactus program. I don't know if any of us know about that, which is oriented
Yeah, I'm
towards
familiar with that.
environmental, yes, oriented towards environmental and social impact. So things like that, you are practicalizing every single thing you learn in the classroom. You are putting it into work. So when you get outside, you are not trying to understand what's going on in our environment because you already have an understanding. So
Yeah.
they already know how to blaze a trail and take over the spheres of influence, as we're saying. So I really believe this along with just encouragement from these institutions, just a sort of promotion from these institutions, they are really necessary when it comes to equipping our youth with the skills that they need just to address these challenges and make our environment much better for future generations. Thank you.
Thank you so, so much for that, Tristan. That was so wonderful. And that's and that's what I actually agree with, giving the hands-on approach, because the best way we do learn is, through experience. So we will talk about that, towards the end, but I just want to ask Toby a question. Yeah, and then after Toby, we will hear from our executive coach. She's going to speak to us and then show us how to use basically one or two of what we've learned from here on how we can get a more sustainable future, or how we can use it towards a more sustainable future. And then we would go in with the questions and answer. And this one, anybody can ask. And I think we'll just start with, if you have a question, just put it in the chat box as the coach is speaking. Just type it in the chat box. Gary mentioned that he doesn't want to see this chat box empty, but it's already empty, and it's not okay. So please, let's start putting our questions down in the chat box, no matter how, you need to always ask questions. There are no good or bad questions over here. So over to Toby. What leadership myth would you like to debunk today? Because we know we've heard a whole lot about what leadership is and what leadership is not. Not even in here, even outside. Everybody talks about leadership, or what myth would you like to debunk? And I think I may even ask this question, after the coaches speaking, because I want us to answer that, and I want us to gain one or two from that, because I believe everybody wow, beautiful. I'm even speechless. But Toby, please do unmute your mic and answer. You get what myth would you like to debunk today for leadership?
Okay, thank you, Zina, for that question. Okay, there's one particular myth I would like to debunk, and which is a leader needs to know everything. No. As a leader, you must have the ability to learn. You can't know everything. Because, for example, if you're a leader and you know everything, why do governors and presidents, why do they have special advisors? They don't know all. You always need people that are professionals, experts concerning a particular situation. Let them come, let them share their own idea. Then you use your own initiative also to work with what you have. That's why I said leaders don't need to know all. As a leader, you must be willing to learn. So even if you have a particular knowledge that, yes, this is the way it's meant to go, this is the way it's meant to be, someone else might have another point of view, explain to you. And to me, if you're a leader and you're willing to learn, you might actually just go with that person because it is better. So as a leader, and this is to everyone, people that are willing to become leaders, you must be willing to learn new things, even from your followers. Not just from, okay, this person was a leader before, I must only learn from a leader. No, you can learn from followers also. For example, when I went for a conference, normally the way I used to dress, I'm more of, let me keep my hair, let's do guy. But this guy, it started cutting low cut. It was on low cut, but I saw it was really, really nice. Fine, people look at me, yes, I want to be like Toby, I want to be like, but this guy is my follower, someone I'm actually leading. But the way I saw him that day, I was inspired that, I think I need to learn this from this guy. So as a leader, be willing to learn. And I'm very, very sure if you are willing to learn, you'll be able to lead people very well. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Toby. Thank you so much. That was very, very profound, and I didn't even expect it. Honestly, I didn't expect it. So yes, we can't know everything, and we have to be open to learning. And yes, you mentioned something. If you are we are all leaders here. We are all leaders here. We lead in different aspects of our life. You don't need to be in politics to be a leader. You don't need to be me as I'm here. I'm a leader. Am I not? Gary, I know a leader.
And the best there is.
All right, so now let's welcome. Thank you so much, Toby. Really, really appreciate it. honestly, you spoke so well. I can't wait for our questions and answer session. So let's welcome our executive coach. She's here, Mrs. Marvi Okoro. She's the surprise that we've been kind of hiding. I don't want to say hiding, but like we've been a little bit from you guys. So please, the comment section is empty. What is the problem?
I don't understand. Are you people not happy you have a surprise? Did
Give
you
us
know?
vibe. Do you know? I think it's because you guys don't know you don't know what it means to have a coach here. You don't know. Don't worry, you will know very soon. As we are growing, we'll know. Please do go on, Ma.
My goodness. Thank you so much, Duru. That's your first name, right?
Yeah.
Zina.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Zina. Thank you, Gary. I
you.
sat here enjoying the conversation, the brilliance in your responses. And my goodness, I'm blown away. Thank you so much. So somebody's in the, okay. Thank you so much, everyone. And there was something you said before I go ahead. There was something that you said, Zina, about leadership. Everybody is a leader. And I agree with you because leadership is influence. Full stop. Leadership is influence. How do I influence how do I influence the people around me? How do I use my skills to influence what goes on around me? Leadership is influence. It's as simple as that. So yay. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for sharing. I'd like to appreciate the Lead for Good Africa. I'd like to, hold on, please. This, just a minute.
Okay, so all right, while she's loading, I just want us to know that we have our feedback form. It's here in the comments below. So please do check it out. I'm going to drop it now. Give us your feedback. Ask your questions though, but please do give us your feedback, all right? Please do go on, Ma.
All right, so I am going to talk about, so thank you so much again, Lead for Good Africa. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Zina. Thank you, Gary, for being such exceptional leaders. You have championed this program so well, and I have learned a lot from you too. So well done. Can I see some claps in the comment section? Can we appreciate our young leaders, please? Let's be kind. Come on, let's be kind. I'm not seeing any claps. Oh, okay. If I don't see class, I will not talk.
Our girl should stay here today.
No, our young people, our leaders are good. You know? So thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. So I'm going to talk about productivity and how it's going to enhance your leadership skills, right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I would like to share my screen. I have a small presentation to make, and is it okay to share my screen? Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So purposeful productivity, how do you take steps in the right direction? As a leader, because the conversation here is around leadership. As a leader, how do you take steps towards the right direction? How do you enhance your leadership capabilities by taking steps in the right direction? That's what we're talking about. How do you do what you have to do and do it right? So that is purposeful productivity. And I would like you to write your questions so that when I'm done, you can ask away. All right. Mahatma Gandhi said, speed is irrelevant if you're going in the wrong direction. Pause and read that again. Speed is irrelevant if you're going in the wrong direction. So I want to see the comment section. What do you understand by this? Speed is, oh my goodness. Okay. Speed is irrelevant if you're going in the wrong direction. What do you understand? What do you understand by this? written, it means that it is how well and not how far. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. It is how well, not how far. Okay. Someone else got something to say? Speed is irrelevant if you are going in the wrong direction. Come on now, let the answers be buzzing. Let the chat box be buzzing. I want to hear from us.
Come on, guys. There are no right and wrong answers. So please,
Yeah,
please,
it's fine. We're having a conversation here. Speed is irrelevant.
let's get the chat section bubbling, please.
Yeah, bubble up. It is important. Okay, wait. Let me read the first. As a leader, if you're trying to lead very fast, even without proper guidelines and without support, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And my goodness, I love, 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 love this. Thank you. Let's go back. I love this. Oh, sorry. I'm still here. Okay. It is important to have a rethink of the process. Thank you so much. Let me have 2 more people and then we'll fire on. 2 more people. As long as you aren't where you are supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do. My God, my goodness. Whoa, as long as you aren't where you are supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do, the progress doesn't matter. I feel like you can like this comment 1,000,000 times. My goodness, so much brilliance. I agree with you. Picture this. Picture that you're supposed to go to Abia State, and from Abia State. Okay. My God. I must read it. So much brilliance in this room. I agree. Leadership is towards a realization of a goal. Without goals, the leading become, oh God. Oh my goodness. It's not about how fast you are in achieving a goal, but how effective you are in its achievement. The process is necessary. Oh my goodness. It is immaterial how fast you're, oh God, if you're not going where you're supposed to. I think it can also mean you might have the right approach, but the wrong. Goodness me. This is who? Aisha. Okay, Christina. And Aisha says, if you're getting more negative results or feedback than positive ones from your leading process, then you're not leading well. My God. I could screenshot all of this and put it on my wall because there is so much light. So how do you ensure that you're not running in the picture that you are traveling to the east? You're supposed to go to Abia State, right? And then you get to the intersection and turn to Ibadan. No matter how fast you run, no matter how much you fill your fuel tank, no matter how fast you engage your gear and how fast you run, you will not get to Abia State. I promise you. A lack of understanding of your assignment will only produce, oh my God, too much light. A lack of understanding of your assignment will only produce a wrong result. So you begin by understanding what your assignment is. And I'm going to anchor this conversation on what Adeniji Imoleayo has said. A lack of understanding of your assignment will only produce a wrong result. Who are you designed to lead? What is your arena of influence? Do you know what it is? I'm going to talk about purposeful productivity as a leader. Purposefulness means doing something, taking steps, getting involved in an activity that represents a sense of meaningfulness to you. So that's what purposefulness means. Productivity is the act of getting the right things done, not just getting things done. Getting the right things done the right way, efficiently, and on time. So putting purposefulness and productivity together tells you that to be a leader, you have to be purposefully productive. People who design weapons of mass destruction are productive. Yes, but to what purpose? To what purpose? There are some kind of books or movies that you may write or songs if you're a songwriter. If you want to lead in the fashion space, in the fashion industry, if you want to lead in the tech space, if you want to lead in whatever space that you find yourself, to what purpose? What is the good that you are set to accomplish? That is what this conversation is about. How do we become productively purposefully productive? The first thing I would say is self-discovery. To begin anything, you have to zone in to the why of that thing, to how that thing was created to function, to be purposefully productive. Someone said in one of the comments I read here said, it's immaterial how fast you are moving if you're not going where you are supposed to. So that means that there is a place you're supposed to go. And if you're not headed there, you can run very fast. And at 30, you wonder, where have I been all my life? And that's not going to be you. That's not going to be anybody in this room, because we're going to learn how to be productive in a purposeful way. And you begin by asking yourself, who am I? Who are you? That question is not a motivational speech. It's a question that you have to get to ask yourself at this stage of your life. As a coach and a mentor for young people, 25 years and below, one of the things that I really love doing is to help a young person create his or her life plan. And to create your life plan, you ask yourself, who am I? What problems was I designed to solve? How do I learn? Am I a visual learner, an audio learner? How do I learn new ideas? Do I like to learn in pictures, in words? Am I gifted in the area of mathematics? Believe me, understanding yourself is key to your productivity, because you will know how you're wired. You will know your energy cycle. You will know when to sleep and when to be at work, because you understand yourself through and through. I was given 15 minutes, but I want to ensure that we get this self-discovery part very clearly. So many people run on to want to do without becoming. It's in the becoming that you find the strength to do and do purposefully. So my question to you on this August 12, 2023 is, who are you? How are you wired? What problems were you designed to solve? How do you learn? How are you wired? How have you been conditioned? By condition, I mean, what are the things the ideologies that you've been sold? Because you were not born with any ideology. You are a product of your upbringing, your environment, and the things, their significant emotional experiences. So how have all of those things shaped the Gary that you are, the Christiana that you are? How have all these experiences shaped the Victor that you are? If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to put in the comment section, I get you, or IGU, because I want to be sure that behind all this beautiful, 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 beautiful pictures, the people who are really listening. I get you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see your IGUs and I'm super excited. So the first question as a leader that I want you to ask yourself is to ask yourself, who am I? Get a PhD in yourself. Understand who you are. Understand how you're wired. Understand your uniqueness. Why Akinjola is different, or Akinjola could be the son, and maybe it's Oluwatosin. Why Oluwatosin is different from Toby. And Do you even understand this difference? Because if, as part of your plan to be productive, is to become like someone else, you're not being productive at all. You are just trying to copy and paste. And there is no originality or authenticity in that. So I want you to pause. If you have a journal, if you have a writing material, I want you to write down. I will learn more about myself. I will spend time discovering myself. That is absolutely where it begins. Understanding who you are. Understanding how you are wired. What is your personality type? What are the things that could set you off? Do you understand how you think? Do you understand how you are emotionally wired? I am not saying that if you have a weakness, you should revel in that weakness. Oh, I'm an angry person, and naturally, this is how I talk. No, I'm saying that self-awareness is key to self-development. If you want to develop yourself, you have to begin by knowing yourself. If you want to do anything at all, if you want to make any impact on in your world, if you want to do anything, if you want to stand out from the crowd, if you want that in 10 years' time, your name will be on Forbes magazine, you have to ask yourself, why will my name be on Forbes magazine? Who am I? What's going to make, I like you to ask yourself, what is it about me that my world will be thankful for long after I'm gone? These are questions that a lot of young people do not get to ask themselves, and they experiment through life. You can be doing great things without doing the things that you're wired to do, and you could have done much more. And that's why we say that you should be productive in a purposeful way. All right, so we go on to the next thing. After you have discovered yourself, you go on to developing yourself. And I want to just share with you the 7 areas that you have to make up your mind to develop yourself, to become a leader for excellence. Number 1, mental transformation. A lot of young people are not deep. They gloss, they don't understand things. History, Africa. You don't have an understanding of that industry that you want to play in. You don't know who are the leaders in that industry. You don't know the changes that have happened over time. But those young people are not in this room.
Did we lose her? Is it just me?
I think we did.
It's not, I don't think it's just you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think people can send in their questions.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Please do send in your questions. Let's see. Are we still here? Hope we did not doze off. Hope we're still together.
I don't think they can doze off with such a presentation.
Actually. All right. So please let's start asking our questions. Let's put it in the chat box below. All right. Let's put it in the chat box below. Please ask your questions. If you have questions, do ask. If you don't want to ask questions, we'll go on with our panel. But I really want us to ask questions, because the more we ask, that means we know we're attentive, and the more we ask, that means we're curious to know more. All right. So I'm expecting questions in the comments below. Okay, I think she's back. Okay, let's just We're still waiting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's back.
I think the network isn't friendly. Is she back now?
No.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
network.
Yeah. All righty. So I think I think we can take questions.
Now, can you hear me?
Okay, coming in and going out.
Okay, I think it's the network. It's network. If that's why we're here. Maybe one person can just solve the network issue in Nigeria. It might be in this
I like
room.
that. I'm back. Can you?
Okay.
Can you hear
she's
me,
back.
anyone?
Yes, we can. Finally, yes, we can.
Finally, I apologize. Okay, so let's go on. So, in mental transformation, I was saying, decide that you will be the very best. Sorry, I want to share my screen again so that we. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, please?
Oh, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let's go through this self-development. With mental transformation, you are changing the way you think. You are ensuring that your thought patterns, your thought process is aligned to the person that you want to become at your core. There are several belief systems there are some belief systems or perspective to life that you may have been fed with as a result of your upbringing, as a result of the things that happened to you while growing up, as a result of your environment that will not serve you, will not make you productive. For example, such ideologies that women have to work twice as hard. Just believe that if you are the best in your industry, if you are good, you will stand out. It's as simple as that. If you believe that if you're good, you'll stand out. You work at being good. So you need to read. You need to invest in your mental transformation. You need to invest in your personal growth by reading books that will inspire you, that will educate you, and will motivate you towards the life that you desire as a leader. Okay? And then you also develop yourself professionally. And that's where I was saying that you make up your mind that you'll be the very best in your profession, whatever it is. That's how you become a leader. That's how you lead. You lead by being the very best. Taking an area of your career, telling yourself, I am going to commit that in the next 10 years, whatever is the leading body in this organization, in this industry, that leading body will know who I am, because I am going to be the very best. I'm going to commit to develop myself in that area. Social development is developing yourself in the area of your relationships, in the area of, so there is relational, and it's a bit different from social. With social, how do you make friends? How do you socialize? How do you bring out your goodness in your world? How do you make the world a better place? How do you exude your humanness as a leader? I remember something that Toby shared about learning, being interested in always learning, even from the people that you're learning from. That is a great social skill. able to learn, sorry, even from the people that you're leading, not just somebody above you. That was one of the points that he made when he spoke. And I found it very interesting, because you could look at yourself as, oh, I've passed this, I've gone past this level, I have nothing to learn from this guy. But that is not the kind of ideology you should have. You should be postured in a way that you're able to connect with humanness of people. Now, with relational product in your circle, of course, there is the outer court people. I just mentioned it briefly. There is the inner court, and there is the holy of holies. Outer court are people that you just have transactional relationship with. Inner court are people who are much more dear to your heart. You share your goals and values and your goals and dreams, and somehow there's a bit of transactional in it, but you still have some form of a relationship that keeps you grounded. But the inner circle are the relationships, perhaps when you decide to get married, when it's time for you to get married, the people in that circle are those very few people that are closest to you. So how do you develop that relationship? How do you lead from the place of your assignment in the future, as a wife, as a friend, a husband? How do you develop yourself for that role? And then your career, health and wellness. Health and wellness talks about how you pay attention to your body, how you pay attention in every area, what you eat, what you drink, how you rest your body, how you rejuvenate and allow yourself to come back. You know, your emotional development and your spiritual development, which is the last on this list, but is obviously not least. All right. So developing yourself is key to your productivity because it sharpens your edge. After you have discovered yourself, it sharpens your edge so that you are productively you are productive in a way that is purposeful. Let's take, for instance, in the area of relationship professionalism or building your career. The relationships that you make as you grow can become an asset class. Let me see in the if you understand what I mean. In the area of your profession, of your career, the relationships that you develop can become an asset to your career, to the next level of your career. Do you understand what I mean? Have I lost you there? If you understand, let me see it in the chat box. Someone said, is there a platform for getting specific mentors in a defined area? Yes, there is. We do that. Thank you, sis. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. So I'm wrapping up in a bit. Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand? For example, if you have a good relationship with people who can talk about you in a room that you are not in, you're able to grow faster in your career. Some of the places that I've gotten to in my career as a marketing professional have been as a result of the relationships that I've built over time. Okay, and then finally, you deploy yourself. I'll just run through this because we do not have time, but I'm happy to speak this in a later meeting. To deploy yourself is to leverage yourself, is to use the things that you have developed and you have discovered about yourself and you have developed about yourself to contribute positively to your world. So I say, know what your purpose is, find out your assignment in this season of your life. That's one. Two, you set well-crafted goals that guide you. Create an inner circle or be a part of one. There is the ABCD framework that I teach young people. A stands for assess what you need. B stands for what you bring to the table in that relationship. C stands for community. C stands for really growing that relationship. And D stands for deploying it. So with C, you are contributing to that relationship bucket by the things that you do for that person. And then with D, you're deploying it. And then review your goals periodically, celebrate your milestones and your wins. This is how to become productive in a way that is purposeful. First, discover yourself, develop yourself, and leverage the things that you have developed, the part of you that you have discovered and you have developed, to launch out, to actually go and do what you have to do that brings in that productivity to life. Thank you very much. And I'll be stopping here because of time. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Marvi. That was so wonderful. And I'm sure you guys are like having a very wonderful time as well. Thank you so much. So what I personally got from the session with Mrs. Marvi was that you should first discover yourself, know who you are before you're going to be able to develop yourself, because it's with what you've discovered that you're going to use to create the channel and work on yourself. And then after developing yourself, you deploy yourself to the world. That means you start, engaging, after working on yourself, start engaging, getting opportunity, deploying yourself basically. So thank you so much, Mrs. Marvi. You spoke really wonderfully. Thank you so much, Damilari. He said that it was really insightful, and I am so grateful. Please, this feedback form is here. I think I'm going to share it again. Or have we seen the feedback form? I'm going to share it again. That's not a problem. But yes, Gary, do you have anything to add? Do we have questions? How come I'm not seeing questions in the comment section? What's the problem? We don't have questions. We don't have questions. Does that mean that we all understand? Like, does that mean that we all understand? I'm sure it was a very power-packed session today. And thank you so much to our speakers. If you don't have questions, use the remaining session to just keep on asking, keep on talking with our panelists. So what do you think? Or Gary, what do you think? Because this one, that's nobody's asking question.
I think they're trying to put the words together. You see, one question is already coming out already.
Thank God. How do you balance being a friend and a leader to your team members? That's quite interesting. Which of the speakers want to answer these questions? We're here for the speakers. If you guys don't want to answer, then we, the host, will put in our answers. But then, who wants to answer this? How do you balance being a friend and a leader? Being a friend and a leader to your team members. Who has unmuted to answer? Victor, thank you so much. Carry
on. So I love this question because this question really hit deep. This council tenure, my council tenure, I had a lot of people I knew before, and I mean close friends. About 4 or 5 very close friends. What I mean very close, very close friends. But one thing that I sought to establish right from the beginning is that there was a difference between me as Victor and me as the chairman. All right. So when it came to official duties, of course, there has to be that, respect of the order. There has to be respect for that order. There has to be respect for the portfolio. And vice versa, even when addressing them too, I address them by their portfolios, I address them, based on their responsibilities, giving them that respect in that particular concept and context. Any other casual, maybe hangout we have together, we can, just chill out, use all the informal slangs and all of that. But it's just like a clarification that, okay, when it's time for work, then let's be work-minded. When it's time for us to, relax and just have fun amongst ourselves, as friends, then we know that, okay, we can, relax and, do all that. So that's the way I was able to manage that too.
That's wonderful. Daniel has his hand raised up. Daniel, please do go on, do answer. Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you. Sorry, please go on.
Okay. So the thing is that it is important to draw a defined line between official duties and friendship. I'll just give practical experience. I think a few days ago, myself and some members of my team were talking. Something happened anyway. So the person asked, so if I tell you this now, as we're talking now, would you take it offensive? I said, no, I will not take it offensive because why? We are just speaking now on the platonic ground. But if it's an official meeting or gathering, I will not take this from you. So it is important we define that line and educate them that this and this. So when you draw the line and educate them, I think there won't be issue. And there was another issue that happened also. I gave an instruction and the director did otherwise. And when I find out, when I called him, he said he was giving the shit. I said, no. When I was speaking to you on that ground, I was not speaking to you as Daniel that you know, as personal friendship. I was speaking in my capacity as the vice president. So it was an instruction that you should follow to the letter. And he reverted it. So it is important we just draw that line and educate them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Daniel. That was wow. I think Tosin has something to say. Tosin, please kindly answer, and please be dropping your questions. Or keep dropping your questions. Tosin, please do go on. Hello, Tosin. Are you unmuted? Okay, please do speak.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can kind of hear you now. Can speak up.
Is it better now?
Okay, yes, it is. It is. Do go on.
Okay. Yes, just adding to what Victor, that's the chairman, and Daniel just said, which are very insightful additions to that. I also believe that creating a professional and friendly environment, I think those two should go hand in hand. A professional environment is very necessary, yes, but also a friendly environment, because we are taking into cognizance the fact that before you were a leader, you had these people as your friends. Of course, there is the part of who are your friends. Are they people that would understand that when you're in a professional setting, there's a need for respect, and when you're outside a professional setting, there's also a need for respect, regardless of whether you're a leader or not. And like we said, everyone is a leader. So creating a professional and friendly environment where your friends respect you as a leader, but you also respect them as a leader, so that once you're outside that professional setting, that respect still stands. That way, it's not that difficult going back and forth. So even when you're not in an official meeting or when you're not in an official setting, you and your friends already have this cognizance, you already have this understanding that we respect one another, we value one another. So even when you go into the official setting, it's not difficult for them to switch back and forth. So I think this environment is really quite important, and I know it really helped me and has helped me throughout my tenure as vice chair female with my friends who I also serve with. So that's just what I think is important. Thank you.
That's wonderful, Tosin, and that was even what I wanted to mention. You understand? That was so profound. Thank you so much. Creating an environment of respect. Like now, I understand that yes, we have our different leadership positions and stuff like that, but I'm also a firm believer that we're all leaders. And even for the question, I don't want to assume, but you can also specify. Let's say you're in a leadership position. What Tosi said is actually so profound, because before you were in that position, you were friends with these people. So either you create an environment that respect is the body of that environment, and then maybe you can create boundaries for yourself and for your friends. I'd be like, okay, when it's time, okay, when I am in this particular phase or in this particular moment, this is what we're supposed to do, this is what we're not supposed to do. We have to be professional, because I have to be professional in this aspect, because I know how friends can be. And then when I'm in this space, you can come and encourage me and pat me at the back and do whatever I need to do. Do you understand? All right, that's wonderful. Any other question? Gary, also, do you have anything to add? Thank you so much for the speakers. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much, Tosin, for your wonderful insight. Thank you so much, Victor, as well. That was so wonderful. I'm really grateful. All right, so Gary, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, so I think one of the reasons why I've been mute ever since, I'm just still trying to recover from a thing that Mrs. Marvey says. She said, get a PhD in yourself. And that was next level, because majority of the times we are so quick to want to pick up leadership principles or values. We want to study books. We want to take courses just to beef us up. But most time we don't even introspect. We don't see how we can be the best version of ourselves first before having to, go outside to garner knowledge just for those particular positions or leadership in general. So I really love that you try and get a PhD in ourselves. So meaning get to know yourself to a level that no one can tell you something otherwise. You start second guessing, is this really me? Or did I actually do this? You know yourself so well that you know what you're capable of, probably even in your sleep. So it's something that I really resonate to, like on a whole another level.
Okay. So we have another question. Thank you so much, Gary. That was wonderful. We have another question, and I think if you do have questions, please let's keep asking, and then before we round up, we're going to hear a little note from our CEO, Leadforgoodafrica, the founder, the CEO, executive officer. You would love her so much. You would really love her. Okay, so we're going to take this question. How do you react when doubt sets in, in taking some decisions? Honestly, how do you react when doubt sets in, when taking decisions as a leader? How, like, what do you do? So what speaker wants to speak on this? What do you do? Let's see who has unmuted. Do we have an answer? If we can't answer, we will ask our lead coach, Mrs. Marvy. She can answer, but then, okay, I think Daniel is unmuted. Please, Daniel, go on.
So I think what I would say is that if doubt sets in, I think you should go back to the first reason why you started. So I think from there, you'll be able to pick yourself back. That's what I think.
That I don't want to say deep, but yes. Okay, who else? Who else? Any other speaker? Any other person?
I'll also say maybe you should relate with your team members also. I think they should be able to help you out, because when you have doubts concerning a decision, you should relate with your people, your cabinet, and I think they should be able to help you.
Yeah. Okay. I think oh, we have two people. I would take I'm seeing different people unmuting and muting. Who wants to speak up? I want to take, since Tosin has spoken, I want to take Mary. Okay, or who wants to speak?
I want to say something.
Okay, please do go on.
Yeah. Concerning the question that was asked, I want to ask, or rather make a statement. Are leaders actually allowed to make mistakes? Because, like you said, how do you actually react when doubt starts to set in? If you meet your team members or the people around you that are meant to be working with you, and I don't know, maybe something so bad happens that, like, God forbid, there's no solution actually, and then the whole blame will actually be on your head. Is it actually allowed for leaders to make mistakes?
Okay.
I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to ask.
I understand. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say as I'm being led to. So before you're a leader, you are a human being. And as human beings, you're allowed to have doubts. You're allowed to make mistakes because you're human. Nobody is perfect. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has faults. You understand? You being a leader does not mean you have to know it all. We learn, and you can't learn without making mistakes. I think we need to understand that. That's how we learn. That's how one of the, painful ways that we build capacity in our minds, from our experiences. Hope you're hearing. Yeah, from our experiences. So when it has to do with doubts, personally, I'm going to say this, and I don't know if I'm going to answer this, and then I'm going to give it to our coach to maybe like kind of end it. But what I'm going to say is this: even though before you even meet your people as a leader, you're not okay. I'm thinking of how to put everything together. Consult with the Holy Spirit. I think that's how I'm going to put it. Because trust me, you don't know it all. There's supposed to be somebody leading you before you even, I know we have to lead ourselves, but then we need to have a relationship with God, the person that created us. You understand? Because even with the responsibilities, you can't handle it all. You can't sort everything all by yourself. You get? So the leadership of the Holy Spirit, you like, and also when, and I know I don't want a situation where we'll be like, oh, we're going this, we're going that, but we're talking about reality. So when you're in doubt, go down on your knees and then actually talk to God. Like, God, I'm in this position. I am here leading your people. I'm here serving your people. What do I do? How do I go about this? You understand? That is how you move forward. That is actually how, one of the ways you do take the lead. You understand? Because it is the Holy Spirit that is going to speak through you, and you can be able to, get a sign, be convicted, and, try to sort out any and everything you want to do. Because trust me, you can't do, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Okay, because you can't do it on your own. Trust me, there are some things that even normal human beings can't solve. There are a lot of things that we human beings we can't solve. So I think I'll just put it at that. When you have consulted with your colleagues and the answer that you want, that burning, because I can relate to what you're asking. You want to take a decision. You have consulted with your team, but then nothing is really coming forth. I don't know if you understand where I'm heading to. Nothing is really coming forth. And you're like, okay, you want more, but you just can't get more. You need to understand that you need to consult the supernatural. You need to consult the person that is above you. I don't know if you understand. So go to God, go to your secret place, talk to him. He hears you. He's going to fill you with that idea, because it's him that sets you in that position to lead his people. He is the greatest leader. Being a leader all boils down to him, because we are following his footsteps. And I want to draw us to just one scripture, permit me, and that is in Matthew chapter 20. And I'm going to Matthew 20, 25 to 28, but there is a part that I'm just going to read that really resonated with me. And it says, whoever wants to be a leader amongst you must be a servant. You understand? And whoever wants to be first amongst you must be a slave. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life as a ransom for many. So that was God. Basically, that is to show you that we are following his footsteps. We're not walking on our own. We're just mere human beings. You understand? It's him that is working for us to achieve his will. You understand? So,
what
sorry?
do you call that? What do you call that,
I'm sorry. Okay. So sorry. I thought he was asking a question. I think it was just his mic, but I really hope that at least that did a bit of justice to that. Yeah. All right. So do we have, okay. Can you share an experience where you had to make a tough decision for a greater good of your team or organization? I'm sure we all should have this experience. My speakers, come. Start answering. My speakers.
Take the digital floor.
Take the floor. And we are going to be closing very soon. If not, we'll stay here the whole day. But I think after this question, we'll hear the closing notes from our CEO and founder, and then we'll go to our respective places. But then who wants to share? Who wants to share? Well, wait, our speakers are fire branded speakers. I'm so happy. Am I
Thank you so much, Zika.
Thank God.
Thank you for the question. She said, can you share an experience where you had to make a tough decision for the greater good of your team or organization? I think Zina has sort of explained and made it clear how the place of God is very important. And I would like to buttress that by saying that you, as a leader, you have to have somebody that you're accountable to. And everybody is a leader in their own right, but you have somebody that is superior to you, whether somebody that had been in the position that you now currently occupy, or somebody that inspires you on a daily or regular basis. You can bring this person close. For example, I would love to have somebody like esteemed Miss Mavi. I think that's her name, if I got it right, Mavi Okoro, yes. To be a mentor, someone that can guide me on the path of self-development, self-awareness, and purposeful productivity, right? So I think that in making decisions, just to buttress what Zina already said, you should have somebody that is superior to you and that you have trusted and can trust their decision making, such that when you bring a matter that is now beyond you, because if you actually have to go to your team members or to your colleagues to make a tough decision that they expect you to make, you might find yourself back in the same rigmarole. So you can have somebody that is superior to you, that you trust their decision making, and it can be anybody, your pastor, anybody really, that you can always go to for decisions like that. So and I am saying this because I have experienced it. I had currently, we are in this period where we need to make tough decisions, and these tough decisions only lies on your head. It means that if you say yes, you are going to take the fall for it. If you say no, you are still going to take the fall for it. So then what do I do? What I do in what I am currently doing, because I can't necessarily give a breakdown of what it is, but if I would explain for that, I would say, okay, in saying, okay, this is the price of a particular product, do we increase it? Do we keep it same? We know that increasing it is going to benefit the company, right? And in keeping it same, it might affect our productivity, might even affect the product itself. And we understand the economy that we're in. Everything is going up, but do we go up with it? Will that affect our sales? So now the decision is on me to say, okay, do we keep it same or do we increase it? A tough decision like that, what I do is I go through my books. Really, I understand. I have my mentor would naturally say that growth is the right application of reviewed principles and means. So I go to my books and what has been done, what had happened in the past, and what was the outcome. And it can help me to say, okay, you know what, this is the decision I'll be right to take in this regard. So yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Mary, for answering. And I really do hope sorry, Gary, why is your this thing in my mouth? Why is the name in my mouth? Thank you so much, Osa. It's like, honestly, thank you so much for your question. And yes, I really believe that that what Mary said really resonated with you. I'm still trying to read it. Can you share an experience where you have had to make a tough decision for the greater good of your team or organization? All right. So I am going to have to, I think Gary wants to tell us something quickly and share an experience quickly, and then from there, Mrs. Nurse, don't worry. You know they used to say you save the best for last. This is the best. So Gary, let's go.
All right. So I just want to share an actual experience. I think this was 2021. We were trying to have an event. I was working very closely with Mrs. Chinonso at the time. So we called the event Shape the Future, where we have university students, some secondary school students, and just young leaders, come on board, have panel discussions and all that. So, but a couple of weeks to the event, before we wanted to use like campus here in Abuja, because I am currently in Abuja. Wanted to use the University of Abuja campus for the event, but then we said, no, let's change it. Let's use a hall, an actual hall outside campus, so we can get more people. So when we did that, we considered the fact that there's going to be like an increase in the budget, getting a hall rental for school. You can just write to a faculty and then you get that. But now we had to like pay for a hall. So a week to the event, we didn't have like we like to 10%, maybe 20% of the entire budget. And we're getting calls saying you guys should shut down this program. There's no need for you guys to have the program because you're so close to the program and then the money is not really available. So there's something me, and the rest of the team did that. And we actually prayed. I fasted and other members of the team fasted as well. And I think a couple of days to the event, we received one, is it something huge? We received something huge in our account. We're like, hey. So, but prior to that time, it felt like, and we already had flyers out, had written to different departments, written to different organizations for partnership and even for them to attend. But imagine having to close the event, a few weeks to it. But then we just held on and said no, that the fact that we had the desire, it means it's going to, work out. And we heard of it. And we had the event. It was amazing. It was a very superb one. So most times when we find ourselves, in tough situations, I'd encourage you. I think someone already made mention of that. You go back to like the reason why you want to do it. The theme for that event was raising transformational leaders. I think something around that. The next generation of transformational leaders. So we wanted the next generation of transformational leaders. So nothing could deter us from actually doing that. So I believe that I pray that has really helped the person ask the question, if that was an actual experience, that tells you that in tough situations, just go back to the reason why you wanted to start, and that keeps you going. And it always works. Always works. When you're sure of what you wanted to do before, it always works. So thank you.
All right. I will say one thing, but then I will say that after our founder speaks. So Mrs. Nonso, they should be like, sound effects. You leaders of tomorrow, come, we need sound effects.
I don't understand. What sound effects are you talking about?
I don't understand.
Drum or clapping of hands.
What drum are you adding? Oh my goodness, I've been so inspired by the brilliance in this room, every single person. And I'm thinking to myself, if these are the people that Africa or Nigeria, has, then it means that we're going to prosper as a nation, right? I'm assured of our prosperity as a nation. So thank you all for being a part of this conversation. I've really, really, really been inspired by all that you've shared. But there are a few things that I'm going to leave with you. Mrs. Marvey has spoken about understanding yourself, getting a PhD in yourself, becoming self-aware, developing social intelligence. I call it social intelligence, emotional intelligence. All of this is to help you fulfill your purpose, right? There are 3 words that I always want you to think about. 1, how can I fulfill my purpose? 2, how can I unlock my potential by contributing? Because you also want to think about how can I contribute my gifts through my positions of leadership, through the things that I'm doing. God has me. It's funny how Zina made this, like Zina started sharing scriptures for us. We're just going to start speaking in tongues. Just a little bit more. We're all just going to start speaking in tongues, but you get what I mean. Everyone has talked about the power of the Holy Spirit, the ability of the Holy Spirit to cause you to lead effectively. We can't do life without the Holy Spirit. Unfortunately, we can't do life without the Holy Spirit. But 3 words for you. 1, you must fulfill your purpose, and don't find yourself in the wrong assignments, right? Fulfill your purpose. Ensure that you unlock your potential by serving the world with the gifts that God has put within you, and then make a commitment to thrive. Because the way that the environment is conscripted to shut you down, it's conscripted to cage you and prevent you from thriving in your natural giftings and the potentials that you have as a youth. So yes, we know all that's happening, the difficulty in this country right now, but there's a way you can posture your mindset and make a decision in your mind that no matter what happens in Nigeria, no matter what's happening in Africa, I must set up myself in a way that I prosper, in a way that I thrive, and in a way that I contribute to other people's prosperity, because that's how you're able to find fulfillment. That's what I want to leave you here with today. One, that you must commit to fulfill your purpose. And that's how we're going to lead towards a sustainable future. That's how we're going to lead towards a sustainable future, where we're thinking about contributing to our collective development as a nation, as a continent, supporting one another, creating an environment where we can all thrive. So as you unlock your purpose, as you fulfill your purpose, unlock your potential, and you find people on the journey, right? On that same journey, you can help them, show them the things that you've learned, so that collectively we can all rise, arm in arm. That's how we're going to prosper as a continent. For so long, we've just been focused on me, myself, and I love what I think it was Christiana who talked about leadership, that leadership is about sacrifice, it's about service and responsibility. But when we have it in our mind that our responsibility is also to contribute to the development of others, then when we come into leadership positions, we take on that leadership position with that sense of responsibility, that I'm not just here for myself. I'm also here to benefit other people. I'm also here to contribute to other people. And that way you'll find that we're able to rise together. All right. So after today, you're making a commitment to get a PhD in yourself, to understand who you are, to understand your purpose, to unlock your potential, find mentors. It's important to have mentors, right? There are mentors that you can connect with. You can connect to a Good Leaders Network, and then somehow we'll find a way to connect you with mentors. Okay. Mentors help shorten your journey. I'm sitting here today super proud of Zina. I've just been going Zina and Gary, because I remember how I met them, and I'm like, yes, go, because all of the work that they put in, and they've been intentional about their growth. So that's another thing you want to do, to be intentional about your growth, intentional about developing yourself on this journey of leadership. But our chairman, vice chairman, I don't know who else is here, but making that conscious decision that on my life's journey, as I walk in different leadership positions, opportunities, I'm committed, to investing in myself. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Be committed to investing in yourself, and be committed to contributing to the prosperity of your country and the prosperity of your continent. So happy International Youth Day, and thank you. And that's it from me, right?
Yes, thank you so much, Mrs. Nonso. And that is actually how we grow. That was what I started with. Yeah, that's what I started with. And that is how what am I saying? That is what I started with. If you were here during the opening remarks, that's what I started with, that we help build capacity in your minds, and also with the skills, and that's how we can make Africa grow. I think, yeah, that's it. So I want to leave us with just one thing. Getting a PhD in yourself and doing introspection, is wonderful, but just know that you can't really know yourself if you don't know the one that created you. So if you really want to know who you are and what your purpose is, get connected with the person that made you. All right? Okay. So thank you very much. It's Gary. Gary. Is Gary around, so we can just round up? We are going to send to your emails a link of the forms again, and they were also going to send you a link to join the Good Leaders Network, where we can also connect you to mentors, and you can also grow, and your journey can also be short, because trust me, I am a testament of being in connection with a good mentor. Wink, wink. I should know who my mentor is by now. So yes, you can also be connected with her. I can recall, Mary, you mentioned that you wanted to have a mentor. That is Mrs. Marvy. Don't worry, we're going to connect you with her as well after this. Just be on the lookout for an email. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if Gary is still here, but that Ms. Nosa has already murdered everything and given us a very wonderful remark. So go in your respective places, go and take the lead in your respective environments. And I really do hope that we at least gained one or two things. I really do hope that our minds have been transformed. I really do hope that we have gotten at least a sense of peace, because trust me, this isn't a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that we are here. It's not a coincidence that I'm speaking with you, or we're here. All right. So thank you very much. Go in peace. All right. Thank you. We're done for the session today. Do expect to hear an email, or rather get an email from us. Okay. And also in the Good Leaders Network, you can be able to connect with each other, because I believe we have like minds here with us. Look at Aisha, look at Hussein, look at Mary. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, true. Thank you so much to all our speakers, Toby, Christiana. These are like minds. Being in a community with like minds help you thrive. You understand? It helps you to exchange ideas and work together to also improve, what you have. So don't worry, we're going to send you a link to join the Good Leaders Network if you're interested in doing that. And yes, you'll obviously be interested in doing that. Why not now? Don't worry, we'll see each other there and we'll exchange contacts and rub minds with each other. So do have a wonderful day. Do enjoy your evening, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tosin. Thank you so much to all our speakers. Thank you so much, especially to Damilare. That your personal leadership really did something, really shifted something in my innermost heart. Thank you. All right, so do have a very lovely day. Bye.